Change your mind, change your world. And the 7 changes to help bring this about. This is the Think Your Reality Podcast, episode 42. Hang on, here we go.
Your destiny is by your design. Getting what you want in your professional life is gained by following a series of steps created by your mindset. Are you ready to start the journey? This is the Think Your Reality Podcast. Here's Mike Sims.
Hey, it's Mike Sims, and this is the Think Your Reality Podcast, episode 42. Thank you for joining me. Always a pleasure. So I don't yet know who you are, and yet you are on my mind every single day. That's the truth. And I'm hoping you are changing your own mind and bringing about the world that you want. When we get enough people doing this, you will see a positive, vicious cycle. So the 7 rules to change. Number 1. Underestimating your potential, and so believing that whatever successes you've had are not by your capability, but by beginner's luck or accident. The 180-degree theory applied. When you get to that place in your mind, immediately redirect your thoughts to what it is you want and invest that mind time in something more productive. The split second you start to underestimate your potential, that's the step that will put you back where you need to be. By doing so, you create the mental habit of disregarding those thoughts or emotions that caused you hurt, and you realign the mind with what you were intended to do, and you're intended to do by what you chose. And it will do that through the remainder of your life. It can and should be implemented immediately. Start to make the positive change now. If you're going to deny yourself anything, deny yourself the destructive pattern of self-sabotage and hurtful words to yourself. Constantly finding fault with or attributing negative memories to yourself and thereby validating the notion that you're not meant for success. Nothing could be further from the truth. Your past does not dictate your future. If everything begins with your mind and thoughts, why not take control of them and do it now? Direct them in the way and direction you want and reap the benefits from it. You contain within your own mind, good or bad, rich or poor, directed or mismanaged. The outside world would have you believe that you are at the mercy or influence of circumstances or people. This is an outright falsehood. It's not true. The fact of the matter is the opposite is true. The issue is there are so many people that believe it, and there are so many instances that would appear to support this and thereby make it easy to accept. Those that do not follow this line of thinking are seen as special or extraordinary. What's special about these people and you is that they and you discarded the label that life or their friends and families attached to them and went out and did what they dictated or self-guided. They are special in only that they did not allow for past experiences or relationships persuade them from their divine design. Thinking yourself is undeserving. And so then supporting the belief that you have no right to ask for what you want. This one drives me nuts. I'm here to tell you that nonsense stops now. You wouldn't accept me or someone saying something derogatory or hurtful to you or about you, nor should you accept it from yourself. We all do it from time to time. I'll let you in on a little secret. You have infinitely more power to hurt yourself and your progress with your feelings about you that you seem to want to hold on to. It becomes your life's script. Flip the script. People follow it while not understanding that you can change it at a moment's notice. Change your mindset. Change your direction. Change your direction, you change your life. Then the obvious question is, when are you going to do this? When and how will you adopt and embrace the attitude that you are worthy of the better things life brings to those who live out their dreams and aspirations? Hopes and dreams were not put on this earth to keep just out of your reach. You reach it when you recognize your talents and then go on about working toward them to their creation. You create your life's dreams and in the process, redefine yourself. Rule number 4 that has to get changed: seeing yourself as an outsider or outcast, and so believing that you don't or can't fit in with others. It also may be a sign of true genius. Applying the 180-degree theory here, Maybe you being or feeling like an outsider is actually proof positive that you are in fact different, that you are special and not like the rest. Maybe being an outsider is great and that you don't want to be one of the masses. Remember in a previous podcast we talked about it. Are you one of a million or one in a million? You don't want to be one of. You need to be one in. There's no value in being like everyone else. Living to your expectations will gain you acceptance and a place of honor at the table by people seeing you as one in a million. The different people are valued because they're different. They are viewed differently because they are uncommon. If this still hasn't been made clear to you, think of it this way. You've heard of Alexander the Great? Ever hear of Alexander the Mediocre or Alexander the Copy? Rule number 5, and this one makes me nuts, belittling yourself and so believing that you are less worthwhile than others, regularly selling yourself short. You almost give yourself permission or license to come up short and give an excuse not to be the very best version of you. Some do this as a defense mechanism. They'll say something to the effect of, well, if I make fun of myself, it hurts less than if someone does it to me. Or this one, well, if I come up short, people won't expect much, and now I have an excuse to not hold myself to a higher standard. Do either one of those sound familiar? Not holding yourself to a higher standard brings about that as a result. You got less than everyone else, and you were okay with not getting the best life had to offer you. You accepted it. We operate in this manner all too often and then wonder why we didn't get what we wanted. Life gave you what you were willing to accept for yourself. It gave you what your expectation was. It brought back to you that which you showed up with. It's a pretty sobering thought. Your life is a mirror of yourself. Your life is a replication of your thoughts. Rule number 6, viewing yourself codependently as more responsible for others' welfare than your own. And we have touched on this, and it bears repeating. It's okay to help others along their path, but not at the expense of your own hopes and dreams. Set your boundaries and expectations for yourself and those around you and adhere to those guidelines. I'm not an advocate for boastful or arrogant people. They really rub me the wrong way. But a healthy sense of confidence is absolutely necessary on your part. Keep it in check and never get to the point in your life where you are conceited, pompous, or too proud. That doesn't bode well. Few things diminish a person's accomplishments than a self-absorbed personality. The successful person that carries themselves with a sense of humility is always put in a higher place of esteem in society upon their dreams coming to pass. You ultimately want to be replicated and seen as an example of what you are, not seen by people as getting your comeuppance. That's a tough pill to swallow. And lastly, number 7, perceiving yourself as weak or defenseless, and so living your life as a helpless victim or being excessively dependent on others. Victim or victor? Which did you choose? Yes, I said, which did you choose? By remaining a victim, you continue to give power to those that made you feel that way. You gave them the power once, and once is enough. You take that power back when you pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and continue on your path. By reacting towards your circumstances that way, you immediately regain control and the power over you and your life. You are never to give that up again, under any circumstances. Period. End of discussion. You obtain this by your mindset and the development of it. You, in fact, think your reality. My name is Mike Sims. It is always a pleasure to spend time with you. I wish you nothing but the most absolutely awesome day, as I really believe in my heart you deserve nothing less.